Okay, so this is in, on, or outside part 2. But again, we established a good rhythm, so we know we're going to use the equation. We're going to test it with the x and y values, and we'll just see whether the calculated distance squared is the same as the radius distance squared, and make a determination if it's in, on, or outside, if it's not. So we'll start with our equation. In this case, x squared plus y squared is equal to 38. So we use our x and y value to calculate that distance between the origin, the center origin, and the point n. So we'll have 4 squared plus 7 squared is equal to 38. Right? So 4 squared is 16. That's going to be 49. Compare that to 38. Well, I can tell you right now it's already going to be larger, right? Because it's going to be 40, 50, 65. Yeah, 65. Not greater than, not the same as 38. So this is going to be outside because it's actually too large. So the distance between the center and the point n is going to be larger than the radius. Ergo, it's going to be outside, right? So again, x squared plus y squared is equal to 38. Let's substitute our x and y values in. And so we have -5 and -3. So that should probably be parentheses because that produces a 25 and that produces a 9. Okay, so that's going to be, let's see, 25 plus 9 would be 34. 34 is not the same as 38, so it's definitely not on the circle. 34 is less than 38, so it's going to be inside the circle. Okay, so, oops. I want an eraser. Give me the eraser machine. There we go. Okay. So we'll start with the equation. X plus 6, y plus 2 is equal to 121. Okay, so we have our xy value. Okay, so a little substitution. Okay, so our x and y values are 5 and 10. So it gives us 11 squared plus 12 squared is equal to 121. Okay, so 11 squared by itself is 121. That's 144. So we can tell this is going to be on the outside. That's going to be 265. So 265 is not the same as 121. In fact, that means the distance between the center and the point C is going to be way larger than the radius of 11. And so this is going to be outside. All right. So this time the point we're testing is going to be -6, 9. So -6 here, 9 there. Okay, 6 plus 6 is 0, so that's going to be gone. 9, 10, 11. 11 squared is 121. Oh, look, that's the same. And so this is going to be on the circle. Okay, let's go ahead and knock out the next two. Maybe we'll knock out the next two. Okay. Because, I mean, at this point, it should be becoming routine, right? So, you know what we're going to do. Okay, you know what we're going to substitute. Okay, so we'll substitute that -3 for the x and the 5 for the y. So I'll be -5 squared. Okay, so 5 plus 8 is 13. Okay, so that's going to be 25. 13 squared is 169. So we're definitely over 100. So we can already kind of tell what this is going to be. So it'll be 160, 70, 80, 94. So 194. Okay, not equal. 194 exceeds, so the distance exceeds the radius, and so this is going to be outside. All right. So that's going to be 2 and 2. So 0 squared, 10 squared, 10 squared is 100. And so since they're the same, the distance between the points is the same as the radius, it's going to be on the circle. Okay, so we'll start with x squared. Y minus 10, 36. Okay, so we have negative 6, which I'll put in parentheses, and then 10 for our, ooh, I messed that up. Gotta pay closer attention. Okay, so that's going to be y minus 10. There we go. Okay, and that's going to be 10 minus 10. There we go. Now we're on track. 6 squared is always going to be 36, positive or negative. That's going to be 0 squared. Okay, so we have 36, same as 36. Since the distance and the radius are the same, this is on the circle. And finally, okay, so we have okay, so our x and y, 5 and 10. So 25, 10 minus 10 is 0, so that's going to be plus 0. So 25 is smaller than the radius squared value of 36, and so this has to be inside. Okay, so kind of as a recap, the left-hand side of the circle equation, the way it's written, at least on the board, is really a distance calculation because a circle has the same distance all the way around. That's why we're using a distance calculation, and that has to be the same as what we call the radius. Now, of course, these are squared values, but it stands to reason if the squared distance and the squared radius are the same, that means the distance and the radius are the same, and that's how we're making this determination. Okay, so on, in, or outside the circle. So all the circle stuff you've seen so far, that comprises almost 40% of your test. And so if you know the circle stuff cold, that means you can come in here and really get a good score on your test, right? So that's what we want for you. Thank you for studying. See you guys in the next video.